Good day everyone, hope I find you well. My name is Desire Pepe. I'm in here in Zimbabwe at the second largest city called Bulawayo. Bulawayo is also called City of Kings and Queens. It's also called Blues. I'm in here in Pumula South, like it's in township, as I'm here in this special place, of course I thank God, who has provisioned us with nature to enjoy, and I also thank the government experts, and the city council who played a role in the preservation of this place, and the people, like me, thought of, harnessing the beauty, of this place. As you can see, nature, it is that spiritual ellexir, it is, healing properties, like when you're not feeling well, when you're sick, you can resort, to come, to such places, and, you can recover, as it were, as you can see, myself, these are the places, I resort to, when I, I need quiet times and, times, to meditate, as you all know it, even the, the ancient people, we had wisdom, understanding and knowledge, these are the places where they resorted to, to commune, with their spirits, as, the spirit, gives them, wisdom, understanding and knowledge and the intelligence, however, it's a pity in nowadays, people, they resort, to be at the city places where there are hypes, however, myself, I'm a person, who prefers, a rustic life, that country life, as you can see, otherwise, thank you, family. God bless. Goodbye.